Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to do a couple studies of a spotted lily and a couple water lily buds. I'm going to try to actually in this one do ink after I do the watercolor. Usually I do the ink before, but I'll just change it up so you can get an idea of how it looks when I do it this way. But first, I have to take the time to really thank you guys so much for supporting my book. It has meant so much to me, the support that I've gotten from each and every one that I've actually purchased one. It really means a lot, and it really, gives me the inspiration to know that you really appreciate what I'm doing, and I thank you guys so much. It really means a lot. Okay, so here I'm starting to sketch in the basic shapes of things, and I'm going from simple to complex. I know you guys have asked me to include the pencil drawing in the watercolor painting videos that I've done, and I figured that I'll do that just to give you some kind of an insight in my process. And one thing that you'll notice is I always go from simple to complex. If you notice, the petals are actually, they look a little geometric, and that's because I deliberately do that. When I'm starting my drawing, and as I'm searching for the shapes of things, I go very simple in terms of my lines and shapes, and then I eventually get a little bit more specific as the drawing progresses. But I always go from simple to complex. As I'm sure you guys have picked up from my other watercolor videos, like I work in layers, and I usually go really light in the beginning and gradually build up my layers. I kind of like the effect that I get, and I feel like I play to the strength of watercolor in that way because it's a transparent medium, and I feel like as a result of that, you should play to that quality. So you should definitely layer your colors so colors underneath can show and layers underneath can show. And what I do is I leave certain some edges soft and some hard, and what that does is it makes the piece a lot more visually interesting because you have all these varieties in saturations, layers, colors, and hard and soft edges. Now, another thing I've emphasized a lot too in other videos is that it's very important to give the work drying time. Drying time is very important because if you don't allow the paint to dry and you interfere with the layer below, the color that you're putting down will actually mingle or mix with the layer below, and then sometimes what can happen is like you can end up mixing the colors on the paper, or you can actually neutralize the colors below and then you lose the saturation. So it's important that you let the colors dry so that way you can have the optimal saturation of both layers working together. Now, another thing you'll notice too is that I don't use that much pigment when I'm doing especially the initial layers, because I let the water do the work. And I think that's something I'll address in another video in terms of your water content, because it's important to appreciate that watercolor is a water-based medium. So you have to let the water work. Sometimes I see people use a little bit too much pigment in the beginning and the colors are too saturated too fast. I feel with watercolor it's best to develop your colors gradually, but in the end it's really up to you. Whatever way you find is most comfortable for you to apply the paint, that's what you should stick with. You know, of course you should definitely experiment, move out of your comfort zone every now and again, but try to find your way of working, and you'll find that you'll enjoy it more that way. So as I start zeroing in on the details, this is where I actually start using more pigment to water, and I start using the point of the brush and not so much the side as I lay in, you know, like light washes and stuff. And this is where I start using the brush like a pen or like a pencil. You know, so more like I'm drawing with it than I'm just laying in washes of color. So as I'm starting to apply the ink, I'm actually paying attention to light and shadow. So for example, like at the lower parts of the flower, I'm actually making the lines a little bit more bold, and towards the top, they get a little bit lighter and more spaced. And that's one of the things that I mentioned in a watercolor video before, is that I like using like open outlines when I'm doing watercolor, because I feel like it makes the paint breathe a little bit more, and it doesn't close it in and make it flat. You know, I like having an open outline. But of course, you know, as I said before, you can experiment with whatever method that you feel comfortable working with, or, you know, that could just be a style you feel comfortable working with. So that's fine as well. Okay guys, so if you enjoyed the video, learned something, or was just inspired, please give the video a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe so you can be updated with the new videos. And again, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.